Today we're going to talk about designing one of the most important pieces of equipment in any commercial application, a vent hood. There are three simple questions that you must answer before deciding on a commercial vent hood. The first question is, how long will my vent hood be? You decide that by figuring out what size pieces of equipment you want underneath your vent hood. The second question is, how much air will my vent hood need to remove out of my building? The way you answer that is by figuring out what types of equipment you want underneath your hood. The third question is, how will the vent hood affect my overall building? And the reason we state that is because the hood is the heart of the ventilation system in your building, and one mistake could cause an uncomfortable atmosphere in your restaurant. Some guidelines on answering question one of how long should my hood be. A hood is a custom piece of equipment made for each cook line individually. If you have 6 feet of equipment, you're going to need a minimum of 7 feet of hood. 6 feet to cover your cooking equipment and 6 inches on each side as overhang so the hood can properly ventilate out smoke and other grease-laden vapor. Another key thing to keep in mind is the width of each hood. Now, the hood width is usually between 48 and 54 inches. Now, this is going to be predicated on how deep your cooking equipment is. As long as you have 6 inches in the front and 6 inches in the back to cover any open flame or cooking surface, that will work. Some additional guidelines on sizing a vent hood is to keep in mind any future expansion plans or change of equipment. If you have expansion plans where you think you're going to add 2 fryers or 3 fryers in 6 or 7 months after opening of your business, it might be beneficial to think about adding the size of the hood for those fryers in advance, because it is much less expensive and also much less headache to try and do that now than waiting to do it during business when you've already opened and are operating. Another key feature is when adding and subtracting equipment already in place. You must be very, very careful on adding equipment after already having the vent hood installed, as your vent hood is installed and designed for the equipment that you had in place at the beginning. Here's some guidelines on answering question number 2 of how much air does my vent hood need to remove. That is mostly determined by the type of equipment underneath your hood. Cooking equipment has ratings of light duty, medium duty, and heavy duty. These are not ratings for quality of manufacturing, but the amount of heat that is produced off of the equipment. This is important because this determines the size of your ductwork and your fans that will properly remove the grease and smoke out of your building. An additional key note to question 2 that must be answered is, are you going to change your cook line at any point in your business? You must answer this question beforehand to save headaches of adjusting your vent hood system to properly take the smoke and grease out of your building. Here's some guidelines when thinking about question number 3 on how does the vent hood system affect my building. The vent hood system is your heart and soul of your commercial food service application. It must work hand in hand with your HVAC system to be properly balanced. If a hood system is not balanced or negatively pressured, then the hood system will want to draw air from all crevices in the building, drawing unwanted smells out of pipes, causing flies to fly in through the door when the door is open, and causing the building to be at an uncomfortable temperature and setting for your customers.